Cool. This is a video re-up of a pronunciation that I did in terms of revamping and re-upping my channel. So here it is, right? Hyphenation, let's talk about it in this pronunciation series. Hyphenation is pretty much, if you see hyphenation in words, it's going to be an internal pause. You're going to have an internal pause when you're pronouncing the word. And it's not a glottal stop. So you're not going to stop, but you're going to pause internally. Like an internal pause within the word, and then you continue. I like to call this a little carryover, kind of a carryover pronunciation. So listen up, okay? And I'm gonna pronounce them, and you'll get the feel of it. So first word we have is bag-o, right? Bag-o. Now notice there's a little stop, like a little pause there. It's not a glottal stop, right? Because I didn't stop my breath. I just paused internally and then continued. So bag-o, tan-aw, bugat, kat-on, right? Bag-o, tan-aw, bugat, kat-on. And that's just how like these internal pauses go. It sounds kind of like a beating heart. Boom, 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 right? So if you can think of it that way and pronounce these when you see the hyphenated word, it'll help you out. So like bag-o, right? Lub dub, like a little heartbeat. What else can I say? So sometimes hyphenation also occurs when words are conjugated with their affixes. Some people put that there. I mean, again, it goes back to the whole idea that there's really no standardized orthography for this or how Cebuano is written. Me personally, I don't put hyphenated words on conjugated words or hyphenation on conjugated words, especially like verbs that have already been conjugated with like bag and mag and on and stuff like that, unless I hear that there is an internal pause that I hear, and then I will put the hyphen there. But if I don't think that the hyphen is needed, then I will not put it. So that's just my little thing about hyphenation. The thing about pronunciation with Cebuano words, I know there are foreigners and those of you who are learning out there about wondering like when and where to put stress or when the stress goes, where the glottal stop goes, all that kind of stuff. And to me, my best advice is listen to people, listen to the native speakers, listen to people speaking Cebuano, and then get a feel of where it needs to go. Because I mean, there's like general rules about that you can follow with pronunciation, but these general rules have exceptions, right? So for example, words that end Cebuano words that end with an o or an u will typically have glottal stops at the end, especially if they're the final vowel, like dako or mubo. They'll have a glottal stop there, but that's not always the case. All right, so I mean that's what I mean by there are generalizations. But again, don't go by it. Just immerse yourself with people speaking and then get the feel for how it's supposed to go. Next one. Here we have epenthesis. Now, epenthesis is a type of morphological process. I didn't include it in the morphology series. Instead, I put this in the pronunciation series because epenthesis, I think, has to do more with pronunciation than morphology itself. And again, this whole goes back to the whole Cebuano not having standardized orthography. But take a look, all right? So epenthesis in Cebuano normally happens with borrowed words, right? It usually and generally happens with borrowed foreign words. And these words I got from Spanish, right? It happens in English as well, borrowed English words, but these are examples that I got from Spanish. So the first one is nueve, right? Nueve, which means 9 in Spanish. And Cebuano, when it was trying to fit into Cebuano's I guess, pronunciation into the Cebuano language, when it was trying to adapt to the Cebuano pronunciation, it added that extra U there with the W changing, or that extra W with the U changing, right? So nueve, right? So from nueve to nueve, right? Nueve. And eventually people can just pronounce it with a nwa, right? Na wa, right? With the na and the wa, the n and the w sound. So nueve, right? Nueve. Now, what I meant with going back to how there's no standardized orthography, some people still write it like this with the U there. Some people write it without the U there, okay? It's totally fine, we'll understand it. I tend to write mine with without the U because Cebuano is a very, it's a very, whatchamacallit, like, the orthography matches the phonetic. It's a very phonetic language, there you go. So I wouldn't need the U there and people would still understand how to pronounce it. The same one with puede, right? Puede. So puede meaning to can or be able to changes from puede to puede, right? The D. Notice how in Spanish that D here makes a TH sound, puede, right? Puede. And in Cebuano, when the word puede was becoming, when that TH sound on the D, the interdental fricative was going into Cebuano orthography and Cebuano phonology. When it was adapting itself, it changed from a the to a duh, a hard D, right? So a the to a duh. Puede to puede, right? With the U there, like nueve. And then with eventually I wrote it, or people write it without the U, so it's puede, right? Puede. Now with this one, with viaje, right? So viaje is same process, right? With viaje, it changes its phonology into Cebuano phonology from viaje to viaje, right? Viaje to viaje. And then eventually that I, the IY from the via changes to a biya because it's two syllables, right? Via. And then the he, right? The he changes to a he. So this guttural ch sound, the he, the jota, from viaje changes to viaje, which is like oh gosh, I'm blanking out what the sound is now, but it's a pharyngeal, not really pharyngeal, it's just like a uh what's the sound, what is it, I'm blanking out, but it'll come back to me, into just this fricative. Yeah, it's just a little fricative that goes into a huh, right? And now we have a bia, right? Bi, yeah, bia, right? Bia he. Bia is another example with the y. In miércoles, this one is funny because this one has two vowels with the E having the accent on it. Mie, yeah, miércoles. So miércoles changes to a Y sound, mie. They added the Y there. And then we fit it into Cebuano orthography with mie, right? Miércoles. Again, some people still write it with the IY. I just delete the I's. And that's pretty much it for this portion, or this video, this re-up video pronunciation.